Hello, good afternoon. This is in continuation to the previous video that I have prepared on the science education. In the introductory slides or the PowerPoint, I was talking about the how the science orientation can happen in the school and how the different pedagogical skills can be applied to deliver science, particularly bioeducation. Now, what I am doing here is I'd like to compare the the science educations and science education offer at a different levels, that is from class 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you say class 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably we are talking about the science, uh, general science. And if we are talking about 9, 10, 11, 12, then we are talking about discipline science. So question is, where is the integrated science? So I briefly like to tell about what is integrated science, why integrated science has become quite common curriculum all over the world. Today there is a more emphasis on the integrated approach of teaching science. So what is integrated science? Integrated science is uh, the merged of all the disciplinary ideas in a unified manner. The curriculum has been developed in a unified manner where, for example, if you want to talk about electron, the electron is can be discussed in the chemistry, can be discussed in physics, can be discussed in general science as well. So sometimes children get confused with physical electrons and the chemical electrons. So in such confusions can be avoided by teaching a children through integrated approach, meaning the book must address both the chemistry aspect, biology aspects, and physics aspect from same concept. So integration means here is not simply bringing a chunk of biology component, chemistry component, and physics component. However, we are talking about in the process of delivery that it should be spontaneously developed physics or biology or chemistry concepts within the same lesson. So integrated science, why the integrated science has come in a quite recent year in many of the schools and higher secondary schools. This is because there are a lot of dissatisfactions with our general science. When I say general science are those science which is not in discipline science, and is particularly offered in the lower classes like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10s are discipline science. So now why this general science is uh, considered to be not so effective as compared to integrated science. Uh, this is integrated science plays a more greater role in providing in-depth science principles and philosophy, because if you look at the data or the statistics over past few years, we have been noticing that only few students go for higher education in science after class 10. Around 5 to 10 persons attend higher education, particularly in 11 and 12. So discipline based subjects are attempted by only few people, and it means is it so so useful that children learn those general subjects which is not so in depth, which gives a little shallow knowledge about the science. So in this integrated science, so integrated science has now, of course, in the higher class, very much disciplined based science. But do they make some connections? Do they make a connection? The general science and the disciplined science. Is there a progress? So this is what we'll have to look at, and then that was one of the drawback found in general science, and over a time it is being replaced by integrated science. Likewise, the these especially the integrated science becomes a very much foundational course as well as a terminal course for many of the students who study science. Meaning, if students learn integrated science, they get lot of vocational skills, lot of knowledge from biophysics, chemistry together. As a result, person becomes a wholesome. Therefore, he not only possesses the knowledge but also the skills where he can use for his life. Therefore, the integrated science prepares students to be more independent in their life. They can apply their knowledge of integrated science to their field. Therefore, discipline science has got quite less applications. And now, today, if you look at this Aristotle's philosophy of uh, three disciplines like theory, whose aim is to know; practical is whose aim is to do; the product aim is to apply. Now, these same principle or the philosophy of this Aristotle is being modified by the Bloom, Benjamin Bloom, and then to other modern educators, and they have divided the educational objectives into three domains, which you are very much aware. And now just look at these. Look at these. The objective like cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. Cognitive domains literally deals with the content knowledge where children need to learn about the content of the subject, and the affective domains is the value out of the content, emotions, degree of acceptance, rejectance, trying to understand and figure out where he stands. So it is a value that he earns out of the content. The psychomotor domain is the now hands-on experience, that is a practical hands-on experience that he gains out of the contents. So three areas, three objectives that we often incorporate in our lessons plan. So when we plan a lessons, we try to incorporate all this. Very often we see people try to avoid affective domains and psychomotor domains, and they only go for cognitive objective. But in realities in the life, we need more of an affective domains and psychomotor domain. Cognitive domains people can learn, find out from the book, and these are the contents. So, but value cannot be learned from someone. The skills cannot be instantly you will gain. So you need to be learn out of that. So these are the three skills which is now very prominently appear in the integrated science. Therefore, the above reasons makes that integrated science is much more better than the discipline, sorry, general science or even the discipline science. So now initially when you start a secondary classes, this is normally happen in the secondary classes. In the secondary classes, children need to have under unified understanding of the principles of science, of the principles of phenomenon that happens around. So there should not be any confusions, and ultimately they have to go to either for the higher studies, or they have to go to the for the employment. So if someone goes for higher education, such people need to have a clear understanding of the concept. There should not be any bifurcated understanding like physics electrons, or the biology sorry, chemistry electrons, even the bio we discuss. When different teachers talks differently, sometimes children misunderstand the particular concept. So here it is a unified way of talking scientific principles and the generalizations using integrated science. Now, okay, we know the integrated science has been playing a bigger role in the world. We have a general science, integrated science, and discipline science. The lower classes, we cannot have integrated science, because in the lower classes, particularly 4 to 6, they need to have a general science because it would be easier. It gives freedom for the children to learn concept from different teachers. But as they go to higher um, lower secondary or the middle secondary, then they need to have the common understanding of all the principles of physics, chemistry, biology together. Thus, integrated science has played a big role, and many of the countries has adapted this curriculum. But in our case, in Bhutan, the class 7 8 textbook has been developed basing this integrated approach. However, today many of the concepts are not found to be integrated, not united to each other, because many of the concepts has been picked from biology, chemistry, physics, and brought it in a one text. That doesn't mean that is integrated. It need to be talked, show the connected links. So therefore, these books is today it is named as general science. The now what is integrated science? Let me just go for one of the definitions by out of 34. The Arbon's definitions states that concept of fundamental unity of science and awareness of a cooperate approach to problem, to scientific nature, that helps in understanding of role and function of science in our daily life. So this is what science must be seen by same eyes, and must be brought aware of. It is helping to solve some problem and find out some scientific nature's phenomena that are happening around us, and should be applicable to our daily life. So this kind of this approach really makes science useful to the individuals. So brings the unifications of all three disciplines at that level. Now, is integrated science same as general science? Obviously no, because science without showing any interconnection between the disciplines. So general science is just talked on, is in all the classical. Even there is no discipline, because there it doesn't show any connections, interconnection between biology, chemistry, physics. Person who talks about particular subject would keeps on. There is no unified nature of science. Okay, and as a result, uh, these subjects, general science, are designed for less able students, meaning lesser competent students, and contents are very it's dilute and is watered down. Now third one is these general science focus on the product of scientific research rather than the methods itself. So in the integrated science, it tries to follow all the approaches. It follows all cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domains. But here in general science, it follows just for product. Just go for exam, complete the exam, pass, finished, and forget about it. So therefore, general science is not so as effective as integrated curriculum. Okay, now let me go for next arguments. Arguments in favor of or argument against. Okay, let me go with the favoring. The definitely the concern of unity. All the subject, principles, philosophy within the science of different science can be brought together. One person would be better to talk to one child. I mean, like in a class, where there is many child understand in a same manner, because if there is a different people talking in a different ways and bringing examples of different types would confuse the student. So here we are talking about unity concern of unity. So trying to bring a lot of unified approach of teaching, that is integrating all the fundamental importance and derivatives, nature, knowledge, which is not being divided or in teachers will try to show that all the knowledge is indivisible. It's not divided into different disciplines, so we can understand with one concept. Now next is economic use of time and resources. Certainly when the teachers are using integrated science, this would be an advantage for the children, because children can easily approach to one teacher and ask the questions and clarify their doubts. Even for the teachers, it's an advantage because they will have a better and more time for the children to get to understand. Okay, and the time and resources, because one teachers can easily teach this subject. Neither have to go for. We don't need three different teachers for different subjects. So one integrated science is enough to teach science. So this is an advantage, is that unified nature of subject can be taught. Number two, the same teachers can deal to many students, and there will be more time for the teachers and students to understand from a single teacher. So this is also advantage to the government, that one teacher can teach, and then they don't. This is to overcome shortage of teacher. Now there is a the study of interdisciplinary subject. Now this is third one. The study of interdisciplinary subjects is integrations allows a very much natural introductions of intermediate or the interdisciplinary subjects. You try to bring. That's the reason that we have astrophysics, biophysics, biochemistry, microbiology, enzymology, and psychophysiology. This is just a connections of that integrations of different subjects into single. So trying to look at same thing from many perspectives and trying to bring it in a single prism. You're looking one objects from a different angle and trying to bring it into a single prism ultimately. So this is what integrated means. There should not be two bifurcated different I mean talking same things differently. Okay, and now the yeah, this is advantage to the teacher. Obviously advantage is there because single teachers can take the class, and will have a lot of time with the students. Okay, and then there is also vocational advantage, because the students who learn disciplinary science will have both skills and knowledge, and will be such person would be useful in industry, useful in agriculture, useful in any areas. Therefore integrated science is much better than discipline science. This video I prepared just to show you how uh, integrated science is different from general science and discipline science. I hope you have understood uh, the differences between integrated science and general science. I hope you understand. General science, it starts from class 4 to 6. Today is up to 8, because in the 7 and 8 is supposed to be integrated science, but we don't have the integrated science, because I said earlier when I was presenting this, no, this is because the subject was not really unified if you look at inside our class 7 and 8 textbook. Therefore, this is today we call it general science. Long time back, if you remember, in 2010 2009, it was it was called as integrated science. And now 9, 10, 11, 12 are all discipline science. I hope you understood the differences, and then you understood that general science, discipline science, and integrated science, and advantage of integrated science. In order to understand the curriculum, you need to understand this. That is why I brought up this video for you. Thank you.